This Saturday night at Albion Park, we are hosting the 2023 Australian Female Drivers Championship, bringing together some of the best female drivers in the country. So this is going to be very exciting. 10 race program. We kick off at 5:13. 6 of the 10 races are for the female drivers. So it is going to be very sought after, this trophy. It was meant to be staged at Albion Park last year, but owing to the flood damage, it was wiped out. So we're back again this year. And the last time Albion Park hosted this series, it was won by Narissa McMullen. And guess what? One of our flag bearers on Saturday night is Narissa McMullen. How great to see her back in action earlier this week at Albion Park, making a successful return to the race day action on Tuesday, following that really nasty fall at Redcliffe back on February 25. And joining her is the other Queensland rep, her younger sister Talia. So they're going to be doing Queensland very proud on Saturday night. But as I said, there's some great talent available, and I'm looking forward to this series on Saturday night. So we start at 5:13. We start with a good race. It's the Jack and Kay Walterspiel Memorial, and then we've got 6 heats of the Australian Female Drivers Championship. Race number 5 is the free-for-all, and this is going to be a good clash. Turn It Up goes up against his stablemate again, Mac Da Vinci. We look forward to that. And the Trotters free-for-all, race 9, 1 mile, mobile start. This is going to be a race. Track record's 55.1. It'll be interesting to see how fast they go, how hard they go, these trotters, because it's drawn together an outstanding field. The key runner, without doubt, is the Jack Butler trainee, Adele, making her debut here in Queensland. She trialled recently. She was striking the footrest of the sulky. She got a little keen, but when you go back through her recent form, she's been chasing home the likes of Just Believe, Mufasa Metro, Bolt for Brilliance, a number of quality performers, best probably you could say in the country. So she is certainly going to be worth a watch, no question, Adele. So we look forward to that. Nathan Dawson will take the drive for trainer Jack Butler. And what a week it's been for Nathan Dawson. He became the quickest driver to register a century of wins in a single season, eclipsing the previous mark by 1 day. That was jointly held by the Victorian champs, Chris Alford, Daryl Douglas, 2 months, 26 days. Nathan Dawson, 2 months, 25 days. He dead heated, which created a little bit of confusion, but he won the following race with I'm a Birraby Boy. That got him over the line. So he is now the new record holder for the quickest century of wins in a single season. And he also brought up another milestone during the week, win number 1,500. So he is off to an absolute flyer in 2023. And just speaking of Jack Butler, Jack has engaged Nathan to drive Hot and Treacherous at the trials next Tuesday. I'll talk about the trials because we had a really good set on Tuesday in just a moment. But there's a bit of news that Nathan Dawson has been asked to partner Hot and Treacherous. So he started his stuff on Tuesday. He's a band 3. So there's a little bit of wiggle room for Jack Butler before he goes into the deep end and takes on the open class horses like Turn It Up, Black Sedans, Mac Da Vinci and co. So really exciting news there. Plenty of other news coming through. Leap to Fame, he will be back in action on Tuesday. He'll go around in a heat or a prelude of the Australian Pacing Gold 4-year-old Entires and Geldings. So can't wait to see Leap to Fame back in action. So that's on Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesday, Lancelot Bromack, he's going to create history on Tuesday. The first standard bred down under to race 500 times. 500 times he's going to face the starter here on Tuesday at Albion Park. He went down narrowly last Tuesday at 499. Well, on Tuesday coming, it is going to be start number 500. No horse has ever achieved that in this part of the world. I think the next best is a horse that we know well, the horse that's won more races at Albion Park compared to any other horse, and that's Destraos. So there's a record for Lancelot Bromack. Just in other news coming through, Sweet Georgia Brown, an unraced filly from New Zealand, has been purchased, so she'll join an astute leading stable. Better Than Diamonds, the good mare for Chantel Turpin, Craig White Oak has made the decision to send her south. So she's set to join the stables of Cobbity Equine, Luke and Belinda McCarthy. Mac Da Vinci, who's engaged in the free-for-all on Saturday night. He had a stand-start trial last Friday afternoon at Albion Park, so connections are just keeping their options open. Maybe the Redcliffe Cup will be an option there. Congratulations to Alpha Laspina and his family. Group 1 success again, taking out the Bathurst Gold Tiara final last Saturday night with their unbeaten filly, Lux Eterna. 4 starts, 4 victories. They're making a real habit of winning Group 1 features down there at that Bathurst Carnival. So congratulations to Alpha Laspina, Rosario Laspina. He's a world-class operatic tenor, and it's just great to see them heavily involved and still loving the sport. They're based here in Brisbane, and it won't be long before we see Tardelli back in action. He is getting set for the upcoming Constellations at Albion Park. Who knows? He might be a rising sun contender as well. Darren McCall was in the winner's circle there at Bathurst last Saturday night too, taking out the 3-year-old fillies Constellation with his filly, Miss Frou Frou. So congratulations to Darren as well. A birthday shout out during the week, Patrice Madden, the partner of Peter Gregg, celebrating a birthday. Well done to Patrice. Hopefully this will lift the spirits of the Hawthorn Hawks. She's a diehard supporter of the Hawthorn Hawks, and they are just woeful at the moment. So hopefully it's only going to get better for Patrice and her beloved Hawthorn Hawks. Just going back to the trials on Tuesday. As I said, it was a really good trial. A couple of nice horses stepped out. The first trial, Lord Zarias. This is a former Kiwi. He's a son of Changeover. Changeover stands here in Queensland. He won the Stand Start trial. He came onto the track, not a great deal to look at, but he's all business, this racehorse. Stepped perfectly straight to the lead, won easily. 26.4 he dropped that last quarter in, so he's another one that could be set for the Redcliffe Cup, and I'm sure they're going to keep an eye out for a couple of features at Albion Park in the coming weeks. The other trials, Born to Right. This is a filly that looked pretty good last week. Well, she looked even better on Tuesday afternoon. Able to lead from the inside gate. Nathan Dawson took the drive for Tim and Riley Butt, and she dominated her rivals. 56.9, finishing off in 27.8. Unraced this filly by Sports Rider. It'll be interesting to see how far she can go. Queensland Oaks, is that coming up a little bit too soon? But she looked really good, Born to Right. Soap Opera was able to win a 2-year-old trial. Keep an eye out for Agent Black, the 2-year-old trotter for Shane Graham. He's likely to head to Sydney in the coming weeks for a series down there, but he trialled really well. And Hot and Treacherous, as I mentioned earlier, really sharp. He won by close to 50 metres. The horse that was in the trail, Heaven and Loxley, made the break going down the back. So a little inconclusive on what would have happened over the concluding stages, but he won and won well. 55.9, finished off in 28.6, 27.4. He will trial again this Tuesday, and as I said, Nathan Dawson has been engaged to drive. So there's a number of nice horses out and about at the moment as we draw closer to the 2023 Constellations. That is all the news that we have for this week. We'll see a trackside on Saturday night. We're racing Friday night. Saturday night, the Australian Female Drivers Championship back on Tuesday. Don't forget, Leap to Fame returns to action next Tuesday. I'll see you Saturday night, trackside at the Creek.